I think we might be live already. Are we live? Let's see. Let's see. Are we live? Are we live and direct from Stockholm Central Station? I think we are. Yay! Great! Welcome! Welcome to Stockholm. Welcome to the Central Station. Some of you might recognize this place since I did shoot a 4K video here last summer. But yeah, today is going to be my first, I think at least, my first live stream from Central Stockholm. So this is going to be interesting. I will show you some of the famous landmarks in this city and some of the beautiful scenery and a bit of the city life. And then, yeah, who knows what will happen. I haven't really planned that much. But yeah, let's get going. By the way, we're somewhat high up. I will walk through this. This is like the waiting hall. Over here we have a few cafes and restaurants and other shops. But I will just pass through here, the waiting hall quickly, and then the first stop on this little walk will be the Stockholm City Hall, which is quite a beautiful place. That's where the Nobel dinner is taking place, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon, you missed my voice. Thank you. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So this is to the tracks and we are going this way. I'm surprised all the stores are open on a Sunday. Yeah, well, in central Stockholm most shops are open on Sundays too. In smaller cities it might be a bit hit and miss, but yeah, in Stockholm I think it will be quite lively today because it's a beautiful day, the weather is great, and that usually brings us Swedes outside. I haven't really noticed, but the roof here is quite beautiful. How do you manage the escalators in Sweden when they are not talking to you like in Japan? I don't know. I think I have some special skills. Wait. Damn it. Let's go this way. No, let's not. Let's go down this way to the city hall. This is the quickest route to get there. What was I saying? Yeah, I have a special skill, so I can ride even the silent escalators. And by the way, since I know you're all curious about the weather, it is currently blurry. I don't know why the autofocus isn't working, but it's 3 degrees here. 3 degrees and very sunny. Very sunny, and local time is 11:16. Let's see if I can switch on the autofocus. Maybe that one has, yeah, sometimes this app disables the autofocus for some reason. Let's see if it works now. Nope, still no luck. Still no luck. Damn it. Oh well, you just have to take my word for it. Try no sort of focus. Yeah, I guess I should. I'm not wearing gloves though. It doesn't feel so cold, so I'm okay without any gloves today. I probably need to go down here. By the way, I cut my hair. I'm planning to do a Patreon only stream very soon, maybe as soon as later today. So then all of you patrons will get to see my new face, my new head. Yeah, some of you know that I'm in Sweden to kind of look for work right now, and it's been going quite well. And I had a few interviews, so I decided that I needed to upgrade my looks before attending those interviews, hence the haircut. Let's see, I will try again. I don't know, it's kind of annoying when the autofocus isn't working. There we go, now I think it should work. Yes, it works, 3 degrees. Face reveal. Well, my patrons get to see my face, and I'll keep it at that for now. Oh, and by the way, I want to give a little shout out and a big thanks to Bit of a Wonder. Just like in January and February, he decided to also sponsor this channel as a mega sponsor, mega supporter for March. So thank you very much, Bit of a Wonder. I don't think you're here now, but you might watch this later. And for those of you who don't know, Bit of a Wonder is also a walk tuber, just like myself, but he does walking videos from various beautiful places in the US. So let's cross here, and there we have the city hall. Oh, it just turned red, but since I'm in Sweden, I will be Swedish and jaywalk, because that's what us Swedes tend to do. Down there you have the government building. That's where all the important decisions are made, which is a bit extra important in these scary times. Strangling gloves. No strangling gloves today. No, sorry. So I don't know if I have to apologize for that, but no, my strangling gloves are left in Japan. Oh, I never really noticed, but it's kind of a cool view here below this, under this bridge. And like I mentioned in the chat before we started, I am thinking about a kind of long walk today. It's such a beautiful day, and I basically went to Stockholm all the way here for the main purpose of streaming, and maybe I will shoot another video or two as well. But so I'm thinking at least 90 minutes today, maybe more than that, who knows. There's still quite a bit of ice on the water, not so much here, but I don't know if you can see it, but over there it's still kind of covered in ice, but it's starting to melt. Spring is getting closer, so I don't think it would be very wise to attempt some ice skating here right now. But in the peak of winter, then you sometimes see people doing ice skating around here. So actually from here you can take the ferry to a bunch of different islands. These are some of those ferries. I don't know exactly where the ones from here go, but I'm actually planning or hoping to take a little boat ride during today's stream as well. But we'll see. Can't promise anything, but that would be fun. Boats are always fun. Let's cross here. quite a different scenery than in Tokyo, isn't it? Also the number of people is quite different. Am I near the main station? Yes, the stream started at the Stockholm city train station, which is just over here. Just over here. Maybe you can see the blue train peeking out. That might have been the train I arrived with, actually. But yeah, I think it probably looks colder than it feels. I don't feel very cold. Tommy, precis, det var det jag hade tänkt. So yeah, first let's start by heading into the city hall. I think a lot of people get married here as well. At the Stockholm City Hall. Like if you don't want to have a church wedding, you can just have the kind of file the paperwork here and have a small ceremony maybe if you want. This is nice. As those of you who has been following my channel for quite some time know, I tend to try to not get too involved in politics, but I think it's a nice gesture that the Ukrainian flag is hanging here. So let's head inside. Daniel and Yuka, thanks for stopping by. No, I've never actually met him in person. I would love to though. I saw that you met him not too long ago. That would have been fun. Hope we can all meet together sometime when I'm back in Japan. Yeah, there's a big courtyard here, and I don't know if you noticed, but there was like some joggers passing by because I think it's quite popular to go jogging next to the water here. That's also a kind of nice thing that I like about Sweden, that everything is very open and accessible and available to all. Even like jogging through the courtyard of the city hall is totally fine. I think it's possible to actually go up this tower. I'm pretty sure I've been there myself a very long time ago. Not sure if they have an elevator though. Probably not. So yeah, here you have a pretty nice panorama. So across the water here you see the southernmost island of central Stockholm called Söder, which is a pretty big residential area. Not sure if we will make it there today. I'm kind of thinking a slightly different route on today's walks, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Very nice view anyway. $356 steps. Huh, that sounds kind of low. Isn't it more than that? Interesting. But yeah, here you have the scenery and the impressive building, which is the Stockholm City Hall. And I could continue this way and walk next to the water, but I want to show you like the city center, like the busy shopping areas in the middle of the city. And in order to get there, I have to kind of backtrack a little bit, so forgive me. But I think you will enjoy seeing the actual city center as well. Is that a river? Well, it is actually connected to the sea, to the, what's it called? Baltic Sea? Is it? Or east? Damn it, I'm so bad at the geography of my own country. I don't even know the name of the sea just outside of Stockholm, but it should be the Baltic Sea, isn't it? Yes, it is the Baltic Sea. Okay. It would have been quite embarrassing if I got that wrong. Anyway, let's try to take a slightly different route back. Maybe we can walk this way. So let's be Swedish and jaywalk. The number of cars in Sweden in general, in even here, like in central Stockholm, is quite low. So that's why people are not so careful. Like, we just use common sense. If there's no cars coming, we just cross, even if it's red. But yeah, I think we can walk here. These buildings are quite new. I think this is some sort of convention center or like expo. And then these are hotels. I actually stayed here with my family when we went to Stockholm last summer. We spent the last night in one of these hotels here. It was very nice. The night before we went out to the airport. From here you can reach the Arlanda airport in like half an hour or so. Everything is kind of small. Like, the scale of everything is pretty tiny in Stockholm. It's a city with, what is the population now? 1.5 million, depending on where you draw the borders. But yeah, quite a bit smaller than Tokyo, that's for sure. Stockholm Waterfront Convention Center, that's what it's called. I see. Police would fine you on the spot. As far as I know, it's not, you can't get fined for jaywalking in Sweden. If you're on a bike you can, but if you're just a pedestrian, I don't think there's a fine for crossing when it's red. But that might have changed since I lived here, who knows. Please correct me if I'm wrong, if someone knows better than I do. 2.4 million for the greater Stockholm area. Okay, yeah, so that's I guess a pretty generous chunk. Then that's probably including like even neighboring cities like Södertälje and not Eskilstuna, Uppsala maybe, or so 5 minutes this way and we will reach the central square, Sergels Torg, which is the main square in Stockholm, where there's lots of events happening all the time. And these are actually residential buildings. Some people live super close to the city center. Quite convenient. I don't think you would be fined in Japan for jaywalking either, actually. But in Japan, everybody's just following the rules very strictly, so no one does it. Let's walk around Stockholm. You're 300 meters from me. Haha, nice. Small world, small city. what the Swedes do on Sundays. The Swiss visit their parents and eat cake. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds like a nice thing. I want to eat cake every Sunday as well. I don't know if there's anything in particular that Swedes do on Sundays. Just enjoying their time off, depending on where you live and your phase in life. I guess that can be quite different. But I think Swedes in general are kind of outdoorsy people, so I think a lot of people try to spend time outdoors when the weather is nice. So let's walk around Stockholm. Do you want to join me? Do you want to join me and say hi? So down here is the entrance to that convention center and the hotels I mentioned earlier. And here's the another entrance to the central station. So I basically walked in a big circle so far today. This is the bus terminal where a lot of buses to different cities as well as the airport buses, they depart from over here. Stockholm City Terminal. Okay, Mala, enjoy the time with your in-laws. And by the way, I'm sorry.
Don't film me.
Oh, okay.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Yes, I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So you were
It's
just
so
around?
funny. I was in there.
Okay.
I just finished my own walk, and I
Okay.
was like, yeah. Welcome to Sweden.
Thank you, thank you.
yeah.
Well, I've been here for a month already.
Yes,
but,
yes, yes. It's
good
so
to be
funny.
here.
I recognize your voice, but I
Yeah.
have no idea how you look like.
Yeah, now you know. Do I look like like you expected?
Kind of, yes.
Kind of, yeah,
You look
yeah,
like
yeah.
a regular Swedish guy.
Regular Swedish
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
It's
I
awesome
guess.
to meet you.
Yeah,
You know, like you
likewise.
were the inspiration to start my own channel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You and Action Kid. I don't know if you know
Yeah,
Action
yeah,
Kid.
yeah, of course.
Sorry,
No,
I didn't
that's
want to
nice
bother
to
you
hear.
on your live walk, but I was like,
no
I was so
worries.
close.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, sure. So did you do a live walk or you
I
don't
didn't
do
do-
live very
I
often?
do nowadays.
You do? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Huh.
Like I started silent,
Uh-huh.
but then now I do walk and talk as well, like
I
you.
see, I see.
So I just finished the walk at Strandvägen, quite close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, now I see
So
how
this
you do
is-
the solution with the audio.
Yeah, so this is where I exited the station before. So I really just walked in a big circle now. And yeah, to those of you who just joined, so let's walk around Stockholm. Just join me.
That's it.
He
that's
also
it.
has a walking YouTube channel. As the name implies, he's based here in Stockholm. But you do other areas as well, like in the outskirts?
I do a lot of the suburbs, so central Stockholm I do also, but I prefer to do more of the outskirts.
Okay.
That's more my thing.
Okay, what's
Like
your
all the
favorite
way-
area?
Well, I live myself in Sollentuna,
Okay.
so I like the north of Stockholm.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it northwest, kind of. Are you familiar with that area, or?
So. I've lived in Stockholm myself a couple of times
Yes.
throughout the years, but I've always had like most of my social life has been in the southern part of the city.
Yes.
So most of my friends live south of the city, and so the north is kind of unexplored territory to me, to be
Yes,
honest.
nice. Yeah, it's the same for me. Before I started my walking channel, I didn't know anything about Söder om Söder, as we call it here.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Nice. Where are you from originally?
I'm from the Netherlands
From
originally.
Netherlands. Okay,
Yes,
just
yes.
like one of my moderators, Ray.
Oh, nice, Ray.
Yeah.
Goedemiddag.
Okay, but you're living here for a long time, or
I've been living here for 14 years.
14 years? Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a long time.
That's
so
a long
when
time.
you moved to Japan, I moved to Sweden.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
What do you do here besides walking?
I work with social media and IT.
Okay.
So it's kind of, how do you say it? In the line of filming and
Yeah. Do you like it here?
I love it here. Yeah, it's
Yeah?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we share our interest for Japan as well, because I used to study Japanese, and I've been to Japan like 5 times. So I think that's how I found your channel.
Ah, okay.
Because we have the shared interest of Japan. Well,
Yeah.
shared interest, you live there.
Yeah. But I don't know how much you watched my lives in the recent times, but I'm
Everything.
actually trying to kind of move back to Sweden right now.
Big
So
step.
that's why I'm here. I'm kind of looking for a job. I'll be here in total for 6 weeks.
Yes,
so
yes.
Been here for 4 weeks. Today, actually, it's 4 weeks since I arrived. So no, it's going to be 7 weeks in total.
Nice.
If I can get back, who knows? Like my flight has been cancelled. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Ouch.
my airline cancelled all the flights to Asia until May.
Is
because
that
of
because you
the-
can't fly for Russia?
Yeah. So, but there's plenty of other airlines flying, so I guess I just have to get another ticket.
Yeah, I guess
with
so.
someone else.
Find a different route.
Yeah. So now we're approaching the what should you say? Like the most central center of Stockholm. Just a few more steps, and we will be at the square here.
Yes, this is probably the busiest street of the whole of Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I would say.
And as you can see, it's not terribly busy compared to. I'm surprised. I was expecting, but maybe Drottninggatan is gonna be more busy.
Oh, it's very busy. I just walked there.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's still relatively early. I don't know what time is it, like 11ish. Usually after 12, when the lunch rush starts, it gets really
right.
busy.
Because everybody's hangover.
Everyone's
Swedes just
hangover.
go out party
Yes.
all the time in the weekend, so everybody wakes up late. I messaged like half a dozen friends about coming to Stockholm today, and I think not even half of them has even responded or read my message yet. So
No.
I think they're
Sunday is very slow here. Yes.
yeah. But just out of curiosity, how do you feel about like streaming here in Stockholm? Have you ever had any
Well,
unpleasant experiences?
one time.
One
But
time.
that was my own fault. I
Okay.
was at in Södermalm, the South Island.
Yeah.
And I was walking around a bathing place.
Okay.
And then one of the mothers started to almost attack me because she thought I was a creep.
I see.
But which I understand it wasn't a very smart move. Of
Yeah.
me.
Bathing
Yeah, that's a
spots
sensitive.
are not
But in
the
general,
great.
nobody cares.
Okay,
they don't
that's
even
good to
seem
know.
mention, notice.
I see.
So
The reason why I stopped here is just to give my viewers a look of Drottninggatan. So this is like the biggest
Yes.
shopping street in Stockholm. We will walk down here, but first I will just want
I
to
will
show
leave
them
you
the
soon
square.
to it.
Okay,
I'm
no worries.
gonna meet up with some friends for some fika.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was in town. I always like to combine doing
Yeah.
some things and going downtown.
Yeah, I see. Where are you going?
We're probably gonna go to Maria Torg.
Okay, yeah, lots of nice coffee shops around there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the main square, Sergels Torg, famous for always having lots of people selling and buying drugs. It's been like that for
It's better now.
yeah, I think it's better now,
Yeah.
but it's been like that since the 80s. It's been kind of a pretty shady spot, but they've done their best to kind of clean it up. But I don't know. I think I still see a lot of like weird looking people every time I pass through here.
It's true, but it's
Yeah.
still much. The whole central station area is improved.
Yeah. It's changed quite a bit. And this is the culture house.
Yes.
There's a library in here, some theaters, and
I can really recommend when the weather gets a bit better to go all the way up to the top floor. To have a coffee over there. It's really nice.
There's some restaurants on the top floor. Right? This one is probably open all year round, but in the summer they also have like tables outside, right?
Exactly.
Up
yes.
here, you can have a pretty good.
So I think the
view.
question that everyone is asking you: are you gonna do walks in Europe if you move?
If I move here, yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna stop running my
not.
channel.
No.
I'll probably not gonna do like live walks 5 times a week as I've been doing during my quiet times in Japan, but I have no intention of stopping. The channel will definitely live on in one form or another, that's for sure.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna leave you to it, but it was
Okay.
great meeting
Yes,
you. And if
likewise.
you want to have a coffee one time,
Yeah, I can message you on Instagram maybe.
perfect.
Yeah, maybe I will shoot you a message when
Yes.
I'm done.
See
Okay,
you.
nice meeting you.
Matane.
Good luck, Matane. Okay, that was nice. So yeah, some of you probably remember this place from some of my 4K videos. This is, like I said, the main square here in Stockholm. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jaywalk again, and then I will walk this slightly busy shopping street for a little while, so that you get a sense of the vibe there. Yeah, he was a very nice guy. I think I might try to join him after this stream, maybe. It was fun because we've been talking for a long time about trying to meet up at some point. So it was pure luck that he happened to be around here at the same time as I was. Regular Swedish guy, yeah. That's apparently what I look like. Regular Swedish guy. So actually here, this spot is kind of a bit special because we had this, I think the only terrorist attack in Stockholm in the modern times took place here. It was a crazy guy who drove a big truck into a lot of people around here. That was not too long ago. I don't remember when, but can it be 5-6 years ago? Maybe? I think that's why they put these big lions or whatever they are, but I'm not sure. But I think they are part of the kind of protection for something similar happening again. Thank you. Let's walk around Stockholm. Nice meeting you today. So my German viewers might recognize this brand, Mediamarkt. They are also one of the major home electronics stores in Sweden now. They entered the Swedish market maybe 10 years ago or so, and now they're like one of very few chains that would be like the Swedish equivalent to Yodobashi or Map Camera. Or not Map Camera, Yodobashi or Big Camera. So I'm going to continue a little bit further up here. Then I will turn right to Torget, which is another kind of well-known square here in the center of Stockholm. Do they have a catchy jingle? No, I don't think so. I don't think they do. Not like Yodobashi or Big Camera. So I think we should be able to turn up here. Same thing happened like the incident in Akihabara. Yeah, kind of similar, except that this guy didn't start stabbing people afterwards. He just drove them over with a car. And I think like 7 people maybe lost their life. A very scary event. Looks like there's some sort of flea market going on here today. Usually on weekdays there's a lot of fruit and vegetable stands here, but today it looks like a more typical flea market. This is the concert hall in Stockholm. Also quite a well-known building. It's a nice color. And these are usually referred to as the Hötorgsskraporna. Basically that means like that this qualifies as a skyscraper by Swedish standards. These are very old. Looks like one is undergoing some sort of maintenance. Yeah, I guess antiques, or well, you can also buy a speaker system for your computer and some carpets. Looks like they're selling a little bit of everything here. This also used to be a very fancy department store. Not sure if it still is. Haven't been inside for probably 20 years. Ray, you bought the same speaker system. Oh, well, we have some copyrighted music here, I think, so I will do a little jogging dash to kind of escape the copyright gods of YouTube. There we go. There we go. And now we are heading down Kungsgatan. This is also one of the major streets here in central Stockholm. Kungsgatan, King Street. Many years ago, I had one of my first newspaper jobs in my life, and that was just a few blocks up here. There used to be this free paper called Metro, which I believe was actually founded here in Sweden, and then they expanded all over the world. They're not operating in Sweden anymore. They ceased to, like they went bankrupt a couple of years ago, but I think some other parts of the world they might still be around. Not sure. We have a big screen on the facade, so maybe that means that this is like the Shibuya crossing of Stockholm or something. I don't know. It's always so weird when you try to kind of squeeze those like Tokyo references into Stockholm, because nothing is like Tokyo. They're still operating in Britain. Huh. There you go. It's very quiet. I guess I'm early. I did not expect it to be this quiet. I think Metro is part of News Corp. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. They weren't back in the days when I was working for them, that's for sure. But maybe they might very well have been acquired by News Corp. These stairs always look kind of intimidating. I'm not gonna walk up there today. I think there's an escalator you can take as well. Do you miss Tokyo already? To be honest, no. I miss my family, but I really enjoy being here in Sweden, and I'm very happy here. And yeah. A little bit further down this way and we will reach Stureplan, which is like one of the main nightlife. Also a lot of restaurants around there. How's Minnie doing? She's good. She's good now. Or well, she got a bit of maybe hay fever. So she has a lot of, like, her nose is runny all the time now, but she's happy. She's playing a lot all the time anyway. She doesn't seem to care that much. So soon, after passing down here, we will once again turn down towards the waterfront area, and I think I will try to walk across a couple of islands. It seems to be warm there. It's it went up 1 degree from 3 to 4 degrees. So yesterday I went on a long walk with my mom, and it was a kind of similar temperature, and she was like, finally it feels a bit like spring is in the air. I was like, okay, really? But yeah, I mean, plus degrees is I guess worth celebrating. Six-story buildings are still Stockholm. Yeah, maybe that's about as high as they built things here. I think 6 stories by Swedish standards is pretty high. So these kind of big buildings, like most other cities, would not have buildings this high. Like older buildings. Of course, there's a bit of a trend towards higher buildings when it comes to newer buildings, but yeah, these old buildings, which are probably over 100 years old. Back then, I guess the technology was not so advanced, so building higher than that was probably a really difficult. Yeah, did I pass the 7-Eleven? Maybe I did. I don't really take notice of them. And yes, the temperature is Celsius, of course. I think 4 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be really cold, wouldn't it? I'm not jaywalking. Why am I not jaywalking? Why am I suddenly so law-abiding? I guess the Japanese side of me suddenly took over. A lot of people wear jeans. Is it warm enough for 4 degrees? I think so. With some long johns, you'll be fine. I'm not cold. $200 viewers! Yay! Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoy seeing this scenery from Stockholm. This weird thing is called mushroom, svampen in Swedish. It's kind of the meeting spot here. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Coffee o'clock. Yes, let's get some coffee today. Definitely, let's get some coffee. I do need some coffee. Actually, I don't want to cross here. I just want to go down to the waterfront area. Someone asked me to go to the spot where the Swedish Prime Minister was shot back in the 80s. That would be quite a bit of a detour, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, he was shot not terribly far from here. Down there is the water, but I think I will take this street down, Kungsgatan. It's another kind of well-known street with lots of fancy shops. Okay, H&M is not very fancy, but I think there will be fancier things coming up. This area would be probably the closest thing you would get to Ginza in Sweden. Wow, Yamaguchi-san, it's just 9 degrees in Tokyo? That's pretty cold. My wife said yesterday was really warm, wasn't it? Like 19. And then it just dropped down to 9. It's quite a bit of a difference. No worries. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your understanding. some construction going on there. And here too. H&M Home, yeah, that's their home interior chain. It's not that common yet, but they have shops over here and there. You thinking about doing a evening stream? No, not today. Don't have time for that, unfortunately. And also at night it gets really cold. Plus, Swedish cities are not as much lit up compared to Japanese cities, which have so much beautiful lights everywhere. Swedish cities are pretty dark at night, so it's not terribly interesting, I think, to show. Japan is opening up for foreigners very soon. Yeah, still no word about tourists, but they are starting to open up for students and business people, so that's a step in the right direction. I guess tourists might not be too far off as well, if we don't get like another wave or something. I think that could happen, so it would be great. I mean, nothing is still set in stone, but I definitely hope I can organize some tours in Tokyo at some point in time in the future, definitely. Do I wear a mask? No, I do not. I do not wear masks in Sweden, as you can probably tell. Huh. Nice peace sign. This is probably for Ukraine, is my guess. Yes, it is. Sponsored by this flower shop chain. They built this to show their support for Ukraine. Sounds like Swedish cities would have far less light pollution than Japanese cities. Oh yes, for sure. No doubt about it. It looks like they will have some sort of a manifestation here as well. Probably for Ukraine. I'm not sure about that though. That was just a guess. Could be something entirely different. There was a demonstration for Ukraine here yesterday. Yeah, right. Was it here? It was not at Sergels Torg? I see. Yeah, I think even in Eskilstuna there was a big demonstration or protest against the war yesterday. Probably everywhere. Every city in most European countries probably holds something similar. No Ukrainian flags. Well, we're not in Ukraine, you know, but there was some in front of the city hall. There was some Ukrainian flags. But as always, I prefer to not get into that subject too much, because then it just gets so depressing, and yeah, it's not really what my channel is about. You would be welcomed without quarantine when you're back late March. Yes, I think so. I think in the current situation, I would have to do 3 days of quarantine at home when I return to Japan, because Sweden is still on the list of high-risk countries. It's still on the list of high-risk countries by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I guess, of Japan. But since I got my 3rd shot, that means I should be able to do those, just a 3-day home quarantine. Swedish trees do not interfere with the signal. That's good. It's good to know. No, I'm not surprised, because the trees are bare this time of the year. Maybe in summer it would be worse. Who knows? Now we are approaching a pretty scenic spot here where you can see this waterfront area, and you can also see Gröna Lund, which is like the biggest theme park in, I guess, all of Sweden, which is located over there. Lots of boats. What's the place called? This, good question. Nybrokajen, I think it's called. Yeah, Nybrokajen. Let's see. It might say so here on the sign. No, not really. Oh, here's a little map. We are currently here. Nybroplan is what it's called. And here again you can take the boats, which are actually part of the public transportation system here, so it has the same sign as all the buses, and you're using the same ticket as well, which is kind of cool. That boats are actually a part of the public transportation system. So here's like, here you can see the boat network, which is quite limited, but still, it's better than nothing. And I think public transportation, like most people living in or around Stockholm, they tend to buy a monthly ticket, which is almost 1,000 crowns, so maybe 110 US dollars, something like that, 100 euros ish. But for people like me, people are just visiting, then a single trip is 39 crowns, so that would be 4 euros. Then you get 75 minutes. You can travel as much, transfer as much as you want. You can ride boats, you can ride subways, you can ride buses. Are you planning to make a Copenhagen live stream? I hope so. I wish I can do that, but actually there's been so much happening here in Stockholm with regards to my job hunt. So I'll have to be here for a little bit longer. So yeah, I can't really say for sure if I will be able to make a Copenhagen walk or not. And this street here is called Strandvägen, and it's known as being home to some of the fanciest and most expensive apartments in all of Stockholm. Basically this part of the city is in general known as quite a fancy area. Östermalm it's called. It's the eastern part of the central city, and yeah, it's known for having quite expensive real estate. In my opinion, it's a pretty boring part of town, but I think those people who are attracted by this part of town have somewhat different preferences compared to me. Oh, and here we have the little tram. It's the only tram in Stockholm. It goes to the central train station and out to an island over there, which is actually where I'm planning to walk today. We have ice cream and sausage, hot dogs, coffee, tea. Probably not very delicious coffee. Let's see, maybe we can find a decent coffee somewhere around here. Who knows? Brisbane ferry system is out of action due to floods. Oh, I didn't know that there was a ferry system in Brisbane, but okay, floods, that sounds serious. Did you have like some particularly severe flooding recently? Job hunting is your prime object to be there, so I'm not disappointed with no video in Copenhagen. Thank you for your understanding. Yeah, we'll see. I definitely want to go to Malmö to meet the family members who live there, but that might end up being a pretty short visit. Initially, I had planned to stay like for maybe 2 weeks in the south of Sweden, and then it would be very easy for me to go to Copenhagen. But now I might just go down south for a few days, so that means my time will be very limited. It is a pretty nice city after all. Don't you think? Here's a bar. Maybe a place like that would have decent coffee, but it's not really meant for takeout, I guess. It's more like a restaurant where they want you to sit inside. Good morning, McCuffin. Did you just join? That means you missed when I passed the MediaMarkt here in central Stockholm. Guess you should rewind and take a look at that. No beer time. Maybe I can do a beer time. Interesting marketing. Free beer, topless bartenders, false advertising. Here's another restaurant on this steamboat bridge. So over there, so that's the area that I'm planning to walk to. That black building you see, that's the Vasa Museum, Vasa Museum, which is where they have this massive warship that was built several hundred years ago and sank just as it left Stockholm, and then it was on the bottom of the sea here for a very long time until they finally pulled it out of the water sometime. Don't ask me when, but I guess it sank a couple of hundred years ago, and maybe they pulled it out like, I don't know, 50 or 100 years ago or something like that. And now that ship is being exhibited here. Quite an interesting story. Pretty massive fail. You spend years building a massive warship that's supposed to turn Sweden into a marine superpower, and then it sinks within minutes after leaving the port. There you can see one of those boats. I think, can't say for sure, but that might be one of those public transportation lines. Oh, maybe I can get a coffee here. Should do that. Maybe we can find something better. Yeah, let's see. These places looks like it would just be very expensive because you're probably paying for the location. But if I'm not gonna sit down there, I don't want to pay, I don't know, 10 euros for a coffee or whatever it might cost. We were pulled up in the 1960s. Okay, there we go. My initial guess was not entirely off then. Good to know. You're gonna give us a guided tour of the Vasa Museum. Not today. I should probably reach out to them beforehand if I wanted to do that. I think some of these boats might be privately owned actually. Maybe most of them are. Sidewalks seem to be as wide as the roads. Yeah, maybe even wider right here. Swedish cities are generally built with pedestrians and bicyclists in mind. That's also something I kind of like. Something that feels more important now that we have a child. You associate Vasa with crisp bread. Yeah, that's right. There's a crisp bread brand called Vasa as well. Still a bit of ice here. Oh, looked like we had a bit of signal issue. That's weird. In an open location like this. Why is that? When looking for a job, don't forget to look for accommodations. Yes, Ray. I've actually been looking at a few apartments around here, around Stockholm as well. As I mentioned before, there's a bit of a housing crisis in all major cities in Sweden. So unless you have a lot of money and you're willing to pay crazy prices in order to buy an apartment, you usually only have two options. One is to sign up in a waiting queue where all the publicly available apartments from the main big landlords are announced. But then in order to get an apartment around here, you would probably have to be at least 30 years in that queue. However, those apartments are kind of rent controlled, so they're relatively affordable once you get one, if you get one, or you can kind of sublet, but then the prices are very, very expensive. I would say on par with Tokyo, if not even more expensive than Tokyo. So, but I was wise. I signed up for this queue 15 years ago before I left Sweden, and you have to pay a small annual fee to keep your position in the queue, but I've been doing that, so I have 15 years of wait time, which actually is enough for me to get an apartment, not in the absolute city center, but in the kind of closer suburbs, maybe 10-15 away from the city center by train. So I'm very happy that I did that. Yes, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is the most expensive streets, most expensive apartments in all of Stockholm are located here on this street, Strandvägen. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. Signal is a bit weak, has been weak for a while now. That's a bit surprising. It's so open and spacious around here, so I'm not sure why the signal is having problems. It's a job hunt. Are you really leaving Japan? I want to, yes. But I haven't secured anything yet. Not 100% secured, so who knows? I'm not gonna leave if I can't find a good job with a decent pay, because I don't want to lower my living standards too much by leaving Japan. It's really windy here. I'm not sure if you can hear that or if it's still okay. Ray asks, do you feel that you locked in the decision to move to Sweden or still hesitant? I feel more positive about it now than I did 4 weeks ago before coming here. So yeah, more positive. Locked in, I'm not sure if I would say that it's locked in, but yeah, granted that I can find a decent job, then I will probably move. I mean, nothing is irreversible, so if it doesn't work out or if we're not happy here, then, you know, Japan will still be around. But yeah, I think we need a change of environment, and we definitely need to give Sweden at least a chance for the sake of our daughter. Here's actually a nice map of this area.
Vi går bort till Kungsgatan med Valmartuddar.
We are over there. So this entire area is a big kind of recreational zone. There's a few residential buildings, but other than that it's mostly museums and yeah, green spaces. Here's Nordic Museum, which is also a pretty beautiful building, if you ask me. Very old, very grand and impressive. We can still hear you. Okay, good. Yeah, it was very, very windy there for a moment, but I'm glad if you could still hear me. So the plan is to walk a little bit further down here, and then I can actually take one of the boats to get back to the city center. So I think I will do that. Ideally, coffee somewhere before or after. Yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan for today. It's like a stunning day in Sweden. It's beautiful to see European historical architecture instead of Japan. Yeah, it's nice with some variation, isn't it? So here we are approaching the Vasa Museum. Bike around the island every summer. It's really nice. Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful place. But yeah, in the summer it can get quite crowded with tourists because you have so many popular tourist spots around here. And it's really beautiful in the summer when it's like all green and the trees are in bloom. It's not too bad on a day like today, but still nothing compared to what it looks like in the summer. Have more snow in Finland. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that. A lot of it has melted away actually. But I don't know if you watched on TV, Jari, but today there's the Vasaloppet, which is, I think, the biggest skiing event in the world. And it's taking place in a bit to the northwest from here. They start in a place called Sälen. And they ride for 90 kilometers to a town called Mora. It's a famous historical skiing route that was one of the old Swedish kings did that route a couple of 100 years ago. Now it's a big skiing competition. And anyway, around there it was really, really full of snow and the scenery was so beautiful. So that was really nice to see. I've actually never been around there myself, but just seeing that scenery made me kind of tempted to explore that part of Sweden sometime. I've never been to the mountainous regions of Sweden. Like around the border between Sweden and Norway, there's tons and tons of mountains and lots of ski resorts, but I've never been around there. So I've never really seen any mountains in Sweden, which is kind of weird. Like proper mountains. I've seen hills. But yeah, remember that both Sweden and Finland are pretty big countries. Sweden is bigger than Japan, so obviously the climate in the south, we're still pretty far in the south. We're like in the lower third of Sweden, so the climate here is much milder than if you go further up to the north. But otherwise, I think the climate is pretty much the same in Sweden and Finland. Maybe Finland might be a little bit colder since you're further away from the Gulf Stream. Maybe that makes Finland slightly colder than Sweden. Here we see the Vasa Museum again. And I think over here there's a wine and liquor museum, which sounds very tempting. I wonder if I could grab a beer there. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. I really want to drink something. Either like some warming alcohol or a hot cup of coffee. I've been walking for an hour and 15 minutes almost already. So I think I deserve a little break before taking the ferry. We are approaching this amusement park, Gröna Lund. And I don't know if you can see it very well from here, but there's quite a few cranes dotting the skyline over here. That's a sign of the pretty aggressive construction that Stockholm is currently seeing. They're building a lot of new apartments, which is good because that's what Stockholm needs. Where's the hot sake stands in Stockholm? Yeah, I'm afraid hot sake could be a bit difficult to find. But let's see, this guy is selling something over here. I don't think it's hot sake though. No, he's selling hot dogs. I'm betting you have higher step counts in Japan than in Sweden. I've actually been walking quite a lot here in Sweden too. The same. Not any drastic change. It's just that I haven't been streaming as much, but I've still been walking a lot. So here's the liquor. I think this is the liquor museum, which is kind of interesting that we have a liquor museum here in Sweden, considering our strict regulations surrounding alcohol. It's a nice building though. And as you can see, even though it's just 4 degrees, but us Swedes really enjoy sitting outside, even if it's just 4 degrees. That's how crazy we are. That's how much we crave the sun after the long, dark, cold winter. Does Sweden have any sort of regional hot alcoholic drink? There's the it's called glögg in Swedish. It's kind of similar to the German Glühwein. So it's usually consumed in there's a Viking museum. Didn't even know that. I'm not very interested in Vikings. So yeah, we have this glühwein, which is usually drunk. We usually have it around Christmas time. Maybe if we can still get it this time of the year. It's very tasty. I think it's more tasty than the German glühwein actually, but then I'm not being entirely objective, I guess. I think there's a bit of national pride playing in. Glögg, yes, McGuffin. You know it, right? This part is so touristy. Yeah, it is. It is very touristy, but doesn't feel so touristy today because there's not many people at all. But yeah, this area is definitely one of the most touristy parts of Stockholm. I don't like glühwein at all. Have you tried glögg then, McGuffin? It's quite different. I think glögg is much sweeter than glühwein. And we usually have it with raisin and almonds. Over here is Skansen, which is like a big zoo. Thanks for the heads up. And if we continue down this way, there's actually a lot of embassies around here. Yeah, McGuffin, you should give it a try. So I guess some of you I might have to switch off the music or the sound for a few moments just to be safe as I pass this recently opened place. Okay, audio should be back now. But yeah, that was the ABBA Museum, which obviously is a tribute to that Swedish band that I don't really like at all. But I'm sure the museum is popular. After all, they do have quite a bit of fans all over the world. So I've heard. But yeah, and here's the entrance to the amusement park, but it looks like it's closed. I have some good old memories from here. I was always very excited to visit this amusement park when I was younger. Haven't been in probably 20 years now though. But yeah, now I will take the ferry back to the city center. The ferry port is just over here. Let's hope we don't have to wait for too long, because ferries are not super frequent. I guess they're like maybe every 15 minutes or so. Let's see, it says 12:43 next departure. What time is it now? 33, so okay, 10 minutes. I have to wait for 10 minutes. railway. Any trams here? There's a tram, the same tram as we saw earlier in the stream. It's passing here, but I think these tracks are probably old and maybe not in use anymore, but maybe they just preserve them for whatever reason. Please insert the Jobby Comic-Con music in over Alva. Yeah, I should do that. So basically, we just, if you have like a touch credit card or an Apple Pay, you just pay directly and pass through the gates. So we are taking the ferry from here and we are going back to, or not going back, we're going to Slussen, which is next to the old town where I walked in the 4K video that I posted a few days ago. So we will head back there, and I think we should be able to see some nice scenery from the ferry. Hopefully the signal will be okay. I think it should be okay. But yeah, we have to wait here for a little while. So in the meantime, I will take a look at the chat. Haven't really been focusing that much on the chat up until now, so let's see if there's any interesting comments or anything I should respond to. So a friend is actually chasing me as we speak, and he want to join the stream. Okay, so change of plans. I will probably not take this ferry, or I will just wait here and see if my friend makes it. Otherwise, I will just backtrack a little bit and we will take the next ferry. It's a few blocks away, it seems. Okay, he says he might be able to join, so let's see. Let's see. It's one of my oldest friends here in Stockholm. I've known him for well over 20 years now. And he was watching my stream and wanted to join, so he's kind of chasing me. Let's see how it goes. So here's another ferry that just arrived. Have you paid the ticket? Yes, I did pay, but it's valid for 75 minutes. So I can just leave and take the next one. It's fine. No, it's not Per-Ola, it's another friend of mine joining today. So yeah, let's see if he manages to make it on time. Oh, it's arriving now. It's a bit of boat watching. Hope you enjoy that. Did you suffer reverse culture shock having been in Tokyo so long? Yeah, it always happens a little bit whenever I come back here. It's just 6 months since I went to Sweden last time, and at that time I stayed for a month, so I kind of adjusted back then. So it wasn't that big of a shock this time, but still, yeah, there's always things that annoy me about coming back here. People are so loud and obnoxious, and the whole thing about manners is quite different. And also the level of service in shops and coffee shops and whatnot is quite different. But after all, this is my home country, so I'm pretty familiar with how things work here. Oh, another boat arriving, or ferry. There's a lot of them. I think there's some new ferries as well that I haven't seen before. The ferry network might be expanding. Have you streamed over a boat in Tokyo before? I don't think I have, no. I streamed on a boat in Fukuoka. About a year ago. But that is probably my only ferry or my only boat stream. So, yeah. Hope you will enjoy this one. You can't see my friend though, so I might have to skip this ferry and take the next one instead. Good dog. I've always had the impression of Scandinavians being quiet. Well, maybe compared to other Europeans, I think we are, but Japanese are just on a different level. People in Japan, especially when riding like public transportation, everybody's super quiet. Whereas here in Sweden, people are like talking loudly on the phone, watching movies on their phone, and just being very kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm hoping to take you on this boat ride, but a friend is trying to join me and he's not here yet, so I think I might have to wait and take the next ferry instead. Yeah, I think the ferries are kind of packed. It's such a nice day today, so no wonder. But, oh, he's coming here. And he's having his dog. Hey, hey! Kul att se dig! Kul att se dig! Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Hello everyone! So,
Hello, everyone.
let's boat. Hello dog!
Here is Stella.
Stella?
And I'm Niklas.
He's
I'm
Niklas.
oldest
Yes.
friend.
Yes, we've known each other for over 20 years now.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
was like exercise hour hunting you down
Yeah?
on Djurgården.
I'm glad you made it.
Okay, so we go back to Sergels.
Yes. Sorry. Maybe we can take the ferry back if you want to walk around here later. But for now, let's
I
just.
think maybe Lina will want to do that because she wants to meet up with us.
Oh, okay. She want to meet around here, or?
Yeah, on Söder.
Okay. Cool. So. Let's see if we can stand in the front and pretend that we are in that famous movie. Yeah, you and Stella can be like Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, okay, it's not so crowded, so. And thanks, glad you managed to make it on time. Otherwise we would have to wait for so long. Hello, Stella.
Yeah.
Are you my friend?
Yeah.
We hardly know each other.
You met her
I met her
last-
briefly last time, yeah, at the kebab place where she was not allowed.
Dogs are not allowed at the local kebab place.
Yeah.
So, have you shown them Gröna Lund? Or?
Yes, a little bit at least. Let's look at the beautiful scenery. So here's the amusement park I was telling you about before. It's a pretty nice one, quite old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And
Wait,
this is towards Slussen, right?
Yeah, at first we go to Skeppsholmen.
Oh, okay.
There you have a Museum of Modern Art.
Okay.
And I think you need to like tell them if you want to go off.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we can
Should
go.
we do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
really need like coffee or something.
yes, me too.
So-
Let's
so-
get coffee. I've been telling my viewers that as well. Like I want some coffee, and
Coffee
I think
and a sandwich.
someone even donated some coffee money.
Oh, okay. Good,
Yeah. So this is how it works. You never seen this before, I guess.
No, but I follow you.
So there's like 198 people watching right now. This
Okay.
is for how long I've been streaming, and here we see all the messages that we're getting.
How about upper deck? It's no
Is
upper
it?
deck.
No,
it's
it's
like
not
the,
possible to go upstairs on
The
this
guy
one, right?
that drives the boat sitting
Yeah.
up there. So it's only one deck. So here is Skeppsholmen. You can. It's also a famous hotel at the left.
Oh, is this a hotel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hotel Skeppsholmen.
Okay. There's also like a boat, like a hotel on a boat, like more like a hostel.
Hostel kind of thing. Yeah.
And also there's an art school here, right?
Yeah, like the Royal Swedish Art School.
Yeah.
The finest Swedish art school is here. So it's like an art hub in some way, I think.
Yeah, so let's get off here,
Yeah,
and then we
sure,
can walk
sure.
back. That's maybe nicer actually. So yeah, just this very quick little ride.
Another poodle
Another poodle. Where?
on the right. It's many
Oh,
good
over
boys
there.
and good girls out today
Yeah.
in Stockholm.
Like Stella. Hey Stella. Hey Stella.
She's really famous in Sweden.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Famous from your Instagram. I will post a link to Niklas' Instagram
of course.
in the video description after the stream, so you can follow him. Niklas is a journalist.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he works. He's covering some of the kind of surrounding or like suburban areas of Stockholm, like north of the city. So you're writing a lot about local scandals and
Local scandals,
bribery.
local politicians, and so I work at the local newspaper here in Stockholm.
And you're from Stockholm. You are
I'm from
born
Stockholm. I'm
and raised here.
But we know each other quite a lot from Malmö as well.
Yeah. You lived there for a couple of years.
Actually, you were the guy that convinced me to go to Malmö. The first
That was a
time.
big mistake.
Big mistake.
It never worked well for you there.
I lived there 3 times. That was the first time.
First time in
Yeah.
Malmö. And you were never happy there. Okej, nu får Stella gå lite.
Yeah. So if we want to go up directly to the museum,
I think we can walk around,
yeah,
right?
of course.
And
And
where
it's
do you-
our architectural museum as well.
Okay,
Uh,
let's see if we can find some coffee somewhere.
yeah. Really.
I think coffee should be high on the priority list.
Yeah. Is that a part of your work site that you drink coffee?
Yeah, I often take a break at some point, so it's either coffee or beer. usually, depending on the season.
But you
and depending on my mood.
You stream the break? Or?
Yeah. I just sit down, and a lot of people are getting bored and leave the stream. But then I know who my true supporters and true followers are, and you know that's the people I appreciate the most from of all my viewers.
But do you have like viewers coming back?
Yeah. Sometimes there's always people coming and going all the time. So.
But you have like regulars?
Yeah. There's some of my viewers. Basically, most of the people active in the chat right now, they are always watching. Like some of them are really loyal. And
but where are they? Where
they're
are they
from?
in the world? Is it like Japan?
Everywhere. Yeah. Australia, some are from Asia.
Okay.
Like have quite a few viewers from Indonesia and Malaysia.
Great.
A couple of European viewers as well. I also like most of my regulars. Maybe.
New boat.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's so new that it's still wrapped in plastic. That's interesting. But yeah. A lot of American viewers as well, but this time that I'm streaming now when I'm in Europe is not very friendly to my American viewers, so they're not able to join. Dog is leading, Stella is leading the way.
Yeah. Many people lives on boats out here.
Like permanently?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because the housing situation in Stockholm is so miserable.
Yeah, partly that, but I think it's like really special to live on a boat.
I think so. You have ocean view.
Ocean view every
day.
Every day ocean view.
Yeah. One of my longtime viewers, Jari, he's from Finland actually.
Okay.
But he's been following me for a very long time, and he's my most positive viewer and supporter. Like as soon as I post a new video, he's always the first one to comment and telling me how much he enjoyed it. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
He's great.
I viewed in quite a lot times now to figure out where you were. Then I saw you met a guy that do like the same thing as you.
Yeah.
But I come in like in the middle of it. He just ran up to you on the street?
No, he messaged me. He's following me as well, and we've been in touch before. He's also been following me for a long time.
Okay.
So we've been
Have
talking
you met him
about.
before?
No, that was the first time I met him.
Okay.
So he was just happened to be around, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just 100 meters away from you," and I was like, "Okay, you should join me then." But yeah, so Niklas is a long-time Stockholm person. So if you have any questions about this city, please let us know. Please bombard him with your questions. He knows everything, and he's a journalist, so he's very
feeling the pressure.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah, so here is Museum of Modern Art, like their cafe and restaurant, I think, the panorama.
Yeah. That looks nice.
And it goes, there's the art halls, the small weird windows. So we can go around and up and in later on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we can like stream from the inside.
No, or
probably
maybe
not.
I can't get
also,
her
it's
well.
probably not dog friendly. But if we could find a place where we can do like takeout coffee.
Yeah,
and just sit somewhere next to the.
I think it's some restaurant or cafe like here. Pretty close. So
okay, that would be perfect.
Do you remember our friend Torg when he had like a car like that?
A friend of ours had this like really ridiculous tiny little car. Exactly maybe like this. Maybe this one.
But yeah.
He bought it just for the reason that it was so small and ridiculous, and he always referred to it as my car within quotation marks.
Yeah. Free.
I think it might have been one of the this
like
type.
The one on the left, but red.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. Does it feel strange to talk to each other in English? You usually speak Swedish, I assume. Yeah. It does feel a bit weird, but
a little bit weird.
I
was a little nervous to speak English, but I think it's going okay.
I think you're doing fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're doing fine. Don't worry, Niklas.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. Even smaller than K car. Yeah, that's right. So in Japan they have this like smaller type of car. They're called K. K means like light, so like light cars.
But it's
they're bigger. Yeah,
ordinary car?
it's ordinary car, but just like they're a bit flimsier and cheaper, and doesn't go like lite skörare, lite billigare. Liksom. Yeah. But this I think is on a whole different level, and this is actually, I think these ones are not even classified as cars. No, you don't need a driver's license to drive them.
Because I remember when he find it on Blocket,
which is like Craigslist.
Yeah.
Oh, Stella is taking a poop. No, just a pee maybe.
Some privacy, mister.
You don't want to poop in front of 200 viewers. No one's respecting Stella's privacy. Okay. Torpedo maintenance hall.
And here's the torpedo.
Oh yeah, these are real torpedoes.
I really don't know the history of this.
No, me neither.
Area, but the island we are on now is called Skeppsholmen. So here is a restaurant.
Yeah, some sort of restaurant here. Also, here's some mailboxes.
Yeah,
or those are for the people living on the ships.
Exactly. That will, as I tell you, they live here.
They get their post.
Boat people.
Yeah. Okay, a question for Niklas. I heard that Sweden has a very efficient recycling garbage non-pollution system. Is this true?
Like we are that we are like on top of that.
Answer now, Niklas. Answer.
I think it's like important, and like the government try to get like us manage to get good possibilities to do that. But
I think it varies a lot on the city, because every city is responsible for their like garbage collection.
Yeah, but it's
some
really
cities
much like European Union stuff as
maybe,
well.
Yeah.
Like on next year, I think it's like a goal that every. Correct me if I'm wrong now, but I think it's like every house should have like a very short way to
recycle.
Yeah. You should have it like next door.
Most apartments, or maybe all apartments, have like this sorting system. You have to put like burnable garbage and food and separate those things and recycle it. So,
should we see them?
Shall we have a look and see if we can have a coffee? Take out coffee here.
I need like a lunch or something, but
but maybe we can have lunch after the stream.
Okay.
I think we're like, it's been an hour and 45 minutes already. I need lunch too, but maybe we can just try to have a coffee on stream and then we can go for lunch afterwards.
Of course.
Should we ask if they have takeout coffee here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Eller jag kan ta en kolla.
Ja.
Vill du ha en vanlig bryggd kaffe då?
Cappuccino om det finns.
Cappuccino, regular milk.
Yes, regular milk cappuccino. Okay, let's see if Niklas and Stella can find. No, I'll do it. Maybe not.
Kan man ta med kaffe?
Jag väntar ute. Musiken i copyright. Okay, there was some copyrighted music playing in there, so I should not be inside. But looked like they can sell us some coffee. So finally we can have coffee time. Coffee o'clock. I guess it would be really nice to do like an evening walk here, like not night walk, but more like twilight or just around sunset time would be very beautiful. That could be quite nice actually, because this scenery is quite nice even in the evenings. Let's see. I think maybe he doesn't have enough hands to carry both his dog and 2 coffees. So I'll go inside and I will switch off the mic. Then I'll switch it on again once I'm done grabbing the coffee. Okay, just switching on the mic a few seconds. Here's some historical footage from Stockholm.
Like the old town,
yeah.
And I think the perspective is from here.
I'll switch it off again now.
Så snarare så kunde det här bara mitt emot, eller ska vi gå på?
Nere vid vattnet någonstans. Alltså med lite... So, finally we got our coffee. Sorry to keep you waiting, and also like 50 viewers left. Well, yeah, it's always like that. But let's see, maybe they will find their way back again. So yeah, I gave you a bit of Stella cam while you were waiting. I don't know, where should we sit? Do you know if there's any decent place further this way?
Not really, but here
Yeah, let's sit down here for our coffee break, which will also be the end of today's stream, I think. Because we're closing in on 2 hours.
Is that
I wonder if these are... Anyone can sit down here, right?
Yeah, I think it's the restaurants, but we are customers now. So
Yeah. So, yeah, if there's any other questions for Niklas, my Stockholm guru, please let us know. As we have our little coffee break here. And after finishing this coffee, I think we will think about wrapping things up. Maybe we will film the walk back to the city center, because it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
You can sit on the torpedoes, someone says. Ooh, that's not a good cappuccino. That's not a good cappuccino. How much was it, do you know?
40.
40, so 4 euros.
4 euros coffee.
It's I don't know, it's not a cappuccino.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
How would you rate? You're kind of a coffee connoisseur.
It's like a hobby to me.
Yeah.
I have the espresso machine and some gadgets.
Yeah.
And also coffee subscription. Actually.
Coffee subscription.
I get new roasted coffee each month. It's really nice. But this coffee was not so nice.
Not
I'm afraid,
so
but
nice. I mean, it's not a coffee shop, so
no, it was a restaurant.
It's a fancy restaurant, but yeah, the coffee was a bit of a letdown. It's about the same price as you would pay at a nicer coffee shop in Japan. Not more expensive, not cheaper. What is Stella doing? She's just observing this car.
So she observing the area. She's the guard of Stockholm.
You recently got the dog.
Yeah.
You've never been a dog owner before, as far as I've known you.
The dog is a part of my love life, so to say. It's my girlfriend's dog from the beginning.
I see.
But I'm growing in on the role of being a husse.
Husse, dog owner?
Dog owner, yeah, husse. Yeah. It's a Swedish.
In Swedish we have husse and matte, which is like dad and mom, but for pets.
Dad and mom for pets, yeah.
Husse is dad. Pet dad. Is there a word like that in English?
I'm not sure. That's
I'm
what
not sure
thinking
either.
of, but so here, send to.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, Stockholm is a nice city. I for the first time, like I've lived here also 3 times before in my life, and I've never really enjoyed it before, to be honest. But I think now I'm at the right point in my life where Stockholm feels like just the right size for a city. It's small enough to have the local feeling that I crave after all these years in Tokyo, but it's also big enough to have all the kind of, culture and entertainment and food, restaurant offerings that I need. And also, no matter where you are, you're never far away from some beautiful nature, which is also one of the big upsides of living in Sweden, I think.
Yeah, and in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Did you tell the viewers that the king owns the land when you walked at Djurgården?
Oh no, I didn't. He does?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Royal Djurgården.
That's right. Yeah. So that
actually not
area.
Like the king himself, but through
it's
some
more like the royal court.
Yeah.
Hovet.
Hovet, yeah.
I think it's like that it's the same in Japan, like
It
the
is,
Imperial Household Agency
Okay.
owns most of the asset, I believe.
Like parks and fancy castles.
Let's see what else. I heard that Niklas is a journalist. That's right, Brandon. Niklas is a journalist. He works for a local newspaper covering one of the northern suburbs of Stockholm.
Yeah.
What was the most recent story or recent interesting piece you wrote?
I'm writing about a method to crack down on gang violence from the US. The method is from US from the beginning, but then they tried it in Malmö in the south of Sweden. And now,
Sluta skjut.
Yeah. So now some parts of Stockholm, some areas of Stockholm will try this method as well to see if they can reach out to this small, actually quite small group of criminal individuals. So I joined in on like a press conference where they signed an agreement to start working together with like the local police and some other part of the state, like the kriminalvården.
Like the how do you translate that? The main point is like gang violence and gang crimes are a bit of a social problem in Sweden, and especially in some areas, in some of the suburbs, and they are.
This state try like different methods to get that thing better. And this is one method.
So about Swedish environmental friendliness, like even the cup of this, or like the lid on this cup is made of paper. Actually, it's not a plastic cup. You just noticed that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's not the case everywhere, right? Or is
it? More and more, I think.
Straws are also usually
and
made
that's
out of paper.
fucked up. Because if you drink something, it
it gets like soggy and like it's.
But maybe that's good, and they have like a tax on plastic bags. As well.
That's right.
So
they introduced that quite recently.
Yeah. So the plastic bags in the grocery store is like 5 kronor cheaper now. So
more expensive.
Expensive. Sorry.
That's quite new. That was not the case last time I lived in Sweden. But now plastic bags are actually starting to cost money.
So that's also these small bags you take your like fruit and vegetables in. About the environment in Sweden.
Bit of a Wonder is here. Thank you for joining. I did a little shout out to Bit of a Wonder in the beginning of this stream, but I might as well do it again because he is my mega sponsor.
Okay, wow.
I have a mega sponsor.
Okay.
So he donates a little bit of money to support my channel every month, and in return I mention his channel on every stream, or not really because I often forget it, but I try to mention it in every stream because he does walking videos just like me.
Okay.
But he's based in the US, so he walks in national parks and cities and beautiful places in the US. So if you haven't already, you should check out his channel. It's linked in the video description.
So welcome to Stockholm.
Welcome to Stockholm.
Yeah.
You have a very funky pose.
Yeah, but it's like a Stockholm sunny Sunday.
Yeah.
You get the hope back.
Yeah.
The light.
The light
sun.
is coming back.
You can just turn around side here. This is like really typical on the days like this. Other direction. It's like many people that walks out and like praise the sun.
Praise the sun. Yeah, we noticed that before. Like the idea in Japan, like if it's 4 degrees out, no one would be sitting outside,
but here
drink coffee or beer. But in Sweden, I guess that's how
I
desperate
saw-
we are for the sun and the light.
I saw like a meme about it, that we are so like early out. Early out.
I even saw a guy wearing t-shirts and shorts the other day in Eskilstuna.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's kind of extreme. I mean, it's still snow on the ground after all. I think he was a bit crazy. But yeah, let's see. What else are you saying? Gang violence due to influx of refugees? No, more because of drugs, I would say.
Yeah.
It's drugs are not entirely uncommon here, and the people selling those drugs tend to fight each other for influence and power. So yes, unfortunately, Sweden does have a bit of a organized crime problem. So that's a bit of a problem, and it's been kind of increasing, I think, in the last couple of years, hasn't it?
What that's like a very dark subject to talk about on your stream, or
A bit dark, yeah.
you
but I think
invite me and it gets dark.
Niklas brings the darkness. Yeah. No, but I think it's interesting because people usually have this like idea about Sweden being such a perfect country and that everything is great here. So a lot of people get surprised when they hear that we do have a bit of a crime problem, actually. I mean,
But we are like every other country.
yeah,
I think.
compared to other European countries, it's not particularly bad here or anything. I would say it's probably better, but compared to the other Scandinavian countries like Norway and Finland, I think Sweden is worse statistically, from as far as I know.
I can't tell.
Can't
But
tell.
maybe
You've never been to Finland.
I've
You've never
to
been a
Finland.
criminal in Finland.
I have never been a criminal in Finland.
No. oh, my Finnish viewer says gang-related problems are increasing in Finland as well. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I see. Yeah. But you know, Sweden used to be very, very, very safe and very peaceful. So I guess any
It is
increase,
safe
it is
here.
still, it's
Yeah,
still safe.
yeah,
It is.
yeah.
It is. But I, as someone who has lived in Japan for a long time, I feel that it's not as safe as Japan. There's more like theft and also like robberies and people getting like beaten up for no reason and like things like that. I mean, it's not happening like a lot, but it's like basically not happening at all in Japan. So it's a bit of a difference. I don't feel as safe here as I do in Japan, actually, in that way. Like also like walking around like with a camera around my neck, for example, and in the middle of the night would maybe not be the best idea to do in some parts of Stockholm.
No.
But yeah, in Tokyo it's like anywhere is safe. So, but I think Tokyo or Japan is kind of extreme. Shall we get going?
Yeah.
Let's get
Stella
is getting bored.
What we doing?
Yeah. Why am I standing here listening to your boring conversation
Who am I?
about gang violence and drugs? Gosh. Okay, let's walk around this island and to the bridge, and then maybe we can wrap things up with a nice shot of the royal castle. Does that sound like a plan, Niklas?
It sounds great.
Good,
It sounds
let's
great.
do that. Hey Stella! Finally! We're getting started. We're moving again. Have you ever stepped on Stella?
Yeah, like once a day.
Once a day.
Yeah. It's pretty common you do that.
Yeah.
And then you say, I'm sorry, because she knows the word I'm sorry, and then it's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, little feller.
Yeah. Like, yeah, look at these cute prints. Like, her feet were wet, so there's these paw prints where she's walking. I used to dog sit a friend's dog a couple of times,
Okay.
many years ago.
Okay. A poodle?
No, a pug.
A pug?
No,
Okay.
was it a pug? No, not a pug. whatever. That's not the point. But so I'm not like familiar with having a dog. I probably walked a dog less than 10 times in my life. But every time I did it, I always ended up stepping on it every now and then. So I'm getting a little bit concerned when Stella is getting close to our feet.
And she's really like being close to feet.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go down here.
Yeah. You go first, because if we try to go side by side, I will probably just fall into the water. Oh, we just passed the 2-hour marks. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this little walk around Stockholm. We are approaching the end of today's live stream, so yeah. At least I had a good time. I think Stella is having a good time too. Not sure about Niklas, if he's having a good time or not.
I am having a good time.
You're having a good time. Okay, good.
Yeah.
If you're happy, I'm happy. We're talking about Kabukicho. Yeah, I don't mind walking Kabukicho at night, even with a camera around my neck. I don't feel unsafe there, actually.
Side here to the right, you have National Museum.
Yeah.
On the other side.
Yeah. National Museum of what?
Of what?
Of just the nation?
Art.
Art?
Yeah.
And here's the East Asian Museum, right? Isn't it?
It is.
Östasiatiska?
Yeah.
I think one of these buildings.
Gärdet, but maybe they
No,
moved it.
or it used to be here. Maybe they moved to Gärdet. I don't know. And over there you can see the Royal Castle. Can Nick recommend a good month to visit Stockholm? I'm gonna start calling you Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
My name is Nick. Maybe like late summer, I think, because it's many tourists during the first part of summer. So I think Stockholm is really beautiful if you come in like August or September or something.
Yeah.
And you can like walk around the coffee shop in my neighborhood at Södermalm.
Yeah.
And
Lots of good coffee shops around where you live.
Yeah. So August, September.
Yeah. I think June, July are great too, but like you said, maybe that's like peak tourist season. So maybe that could be, it depends if you're only gonna be in Stockholm, because see, like even peak tourist season here is not that crowded.
No, but it's quite crowded. But if you want to do like, I don't know, ordinary tourist stuff, or like go through a tourist hipster guide, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
That's a cool house.
You should be a tourist hipster guide. You should organize
sure.
coffee hopping tours.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
I'm sure my viewers would be happy to pay you to
we can
drink
talk about
drink coffee with
afterwards.
you. Okay. Yeah, East Asian Museum is here.
Yeah. An old church.
Yeah.
Up there on the hill as well.
Yeah.
Shall
And
we go
here-
in again, or?
Let's go to the bridge, and then I will wave goodbye to my viewers there.
Yeah, okay.
And that will be it for today's little walk. I like this when you see all these facades of the old buildings. So that's the old town over there.
Yeah.
Which is one of the more scenic parts of Stockholm, maybe. Or there's many beautiful spots around here, but I'm quite fond about the old town, because every building there is really like 500 years old or so.
Or more.
Maybe more. I'm just gonna show them this map. So Skeppsholmen. So here's where we arrived with the ferry, and then we walked this way, and now we are here at this bridge, Skeppsholmsbron. So that's where I will wave goodbye to you. Let's see if we can cross here. I think Niklas bumped into some old friends, so I'm gonna wave goodbye without him. Vill du vinka hej då till tittarna? Ah. You met a friend.
Yeah.
Well, so thanks everyone for joining. It's been a good walk. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did.
Yeah.
Stella, Niklas,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And I hope to stream again soon. At least next weekend, but maybe it will happen even sooner than that. Who knows? It's windy here. The wind is cold.
Yeah, it's a little bit cold.
It's a bit chilly now, yeah. But yeah, thanks a lot, and see you all next time. Bye bye. Hej då.
Hej då.
Hej då.
Hej då.
Auf Wiedersehen. Matane. Vi ses. Bye bye. Kan Stella vinka? Ja. Hej då. Okej.